Hello, welcome to Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. This episode will feature the best of and unheard bits of 2021 so far. 2021 promised to start off normal, but of course, it was anything but. It began with the insurrection at the United States Capitol and the resulting second impeachment trial of Donald Trump, and the year is not over. Here is a look back at what we talked about in 2021, plus some bits that didn't make the initial airing. Joining us tonight are Jeff Heisen, Abby Mello, Michelle Wojciechowski, Linda Landeros, David Kay, Sydney Allen, Lucy Strasball, Chelsea Carr, JJ Boyd, Shireen Kassam, Ward Morrow, and Amy Siskin. During the recording of the electoral votes in Congress, the joint session was shut down when Trump supporters, some armed, entered the U.S. Capitol following Trump's speech at a rally in D.C. Once they were absolutely 100% sure that these white rioters were dangerous, the Capitol Police decided to take action. It seems like only yesterday when we could say the ugliest part of the remaining days of Trump's term was Eric. Despite the potential for the usual delays and protestations, at the rate we're going, I am confident that Joe Biden will be sworn in as president on January 20th, 2033. The House of Representatives have impeached Donald Trump for the second time following his incitement of supporters to storm the Capitol building. We should note this episode was recorded before Trump and his family fled to North Korea, only to be sent back because Kim Jong-un doesn't like competition. Conservatives moved to a social media website called Parler, where, in order to be verified, you have to give your name, address, and a copy of your driver's license. Ah, yes. Nothing says fighting tyranny and restrictions on freedom by forking over your name, address, and a photo of yourself to a rogue tech company run by millionaires. Way to own the libs. Now that Parler is shut down, another social media website where they're moving is called Telegram, which is fitting, as that may be their only way of communicating after being thrown off the internet. On his first day in office, Joe Biden signed 15 executive orders undoing the actions of Donald Trump. This shows how uniquely American Biden is, that he's like the employee who comes in for a shift to find the guy he's relieving, Trump, has left early, and Biden is the guy who has to fix all the shit that Trump didn't do. On his final day in office, Trump issued a pardon for the ex-husband of Fox commentator Jeanine Pirro. That was considered the worst thing for a president to do on his last day of office, since Lincoln said, "I wish something would happen to make this play more interesting."
Oh, no. That's so awful.
The idiot with the horns and the war paint who stormed the Capitol, known as the QAnon shaman, told his family he would not eat because the prison, where he was not feeding him organic food. Fortunately for him, he was given assurances that his cellmate's sperm is organic.
Oh, jeez.
Joe Biden met with 10 Republican senators this week to discuss a coronavirus relief package that was only a third of what Biden and the Democrats are asking. Basically, it was like watching a farmer meeting with 10 butchers to determine when the hogs are going to the slaughterhouse. Biden's campaign slogan was "Build Back Better." Upon seeing the goings-on of the Republican Party, essentially half of the legislative branch, the slightly modified slogan is, just patch it up and I'll deal with it as is. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy will not remove Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committee assignments, despite complaints about her endorsing QAnon conspiracy theories and the idea of assassinating Democratic elected officials. Kevin McCarthy looks and sounds like he's been named Dominatrix Client of the Year for several years in a row now. Kevin McCarthy not only looks like he's fallen off the back of a turnip truck, but he looks as though he's put his dick in the exhaust of one.
Oh,
there goes the PG rating.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene posted a theory about how the California wildfires were caused by a space laser being funded by the Jews. If she was right about the existence of space lasers, then they would hardly stick to burning California. They would take her out as well. Likewise, if space lasers existed to take out anyone who corrupted the elites, then I would have been gone a long time ago for pointing out on Twitter multiple times that my state's governor, Larry Hogan, is a fat fuck. And as a result, the worst chemotherapy patient ever. Marjorie Taylor Greene looks like someone you would hire as a witch in a haunted house in a children's party. I feel sorry for the poor bastard who's married to her and has to listen to her. I imagine he can't help but wake up every morning and be terrified at the thought of, dear God, I'm married to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene basically puts the hate in the term hate fucking. Fans in Tampa Bay celebrated on the streets after the Buccaneers' Super Bowl win. No masks, no social distancing, and wild, erratic, unrestrained behavior. That sounds like the Capitol insurrection, but with Tom Brady jerseys. The FBI is still investigating and making arrests in last month's insurrection at the Capitol. They have a lot of work to do, judging by the fact that none of my neighbors have been hauled away in handcuffs. First Amendment advocate and Penthouse magazine founder Larry Flynt passed away. If you thought that he already died, you'd be forgiven, as his legs passed away years ago.
Oh.
I should say that we had to reschedule this because we usually record on Wednesday nights. And while last Wednesday night there was, so much going on that, we decided to postpone. I couldn't imagine your thoughts Linda, just because it's like, oh, the only thing that's going on is an insurrection. Because, Linda lives out in California, and I was imagining she was thinking, like, we had an orange sky for 6 months, and I was still on Instagram Live.
That feels so long ago, actually. I haven't thought about that in so long. Honestly, I'm really shocked that you have not mentioned Kim and Kanye getting divorced because Kanye has been allegedly hooking up with Jeffree Star. That's what I came here to discuss. I kind of miss those days, actually.
Do you think that's why the Capitol was stormed, because Kim and Kanye got a divorce?
I think people just couldn't handle it. We had enough scares with like Cardi B and Offset maybe getting divorced. I think people are just like, enough. Like, just make a decision, stick with it. Don't fuck with us.
Don't fuck with us, and don't fuck with the regular settings in our tabloids. We need to be distracted.
I'm really disappointed at how quiet Twitter was with the Kim and Kanye news. That should have been in my feed of trending. Instead, Olive Garden was trending for a minute because of, I don't know who made a comment about all these Trumpers returning back to their Best Westerns and Marriotts and Olive Gardens.
We think the election might be stolen, but hey, we get endless breadsticks.
Yeah, there was a picture of them, Linda, heading back to the embassy suites. And I was trying to imagine the front desk guy and his reaction watching them walk in.
Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for all of these essential workers who really, like, why were these hotels even open during a pandemic to people who are not there for essential travel? It's just like, yes, DC should be a state. Has anyone thought of that?
I think you're the first one.
No, really? Wow.
Let me get that trending on Twitter.
David, write that down so we don't forget.
Yeah, I'm writing. I'm writing as we speak.
The events of January 6th weren't all danger, vandalism, and insurrection. Take a look at this lighthearted celebratory moment when Eric Trump was joined by his wife, Lara.
Our family didn't get in this fight for just 4 years. We are in this fight to the bitter end. We are going to take our country back, okay? And before we go, there's something very important that I want to make sure everybody knows today. Today happens to be my husband's birthday. Can you guys help me sing happy birthday to my husband? Happy birthday to Happy birthday to you. Thank you, guys. We love you. Honey, do you have any birthday present you would like from the United States of America?
Well, I have one birthday present that I want from all the senators and all the congressmen. Have some backbone, show some fight. Learn from Donald Trump. He has more fight in them than every other one combined. And they need to stand up, and we need to march on the Capitol today. And we need to stand up for this country, and we need to stand up for what's right. We love you, America. God bless you all.
What I want for my birthday is a pony that Donnie and I can hunt down later and shoot.
I I thought the happy birthday song was copyrighted. Aren't you not allowed to sing that without paying somebody like a ton of money?
That hasn't stopped them before.
That'll be one of the many groups that the Trump people owe money to at this point. Just put it on the list.
Actually, real quick question. Did anybody else get invited to that? I got a text message like 2 days before that was like, join us on the 6th, blah, blah, blah. And I just don't know how that happened because I'm clearly registered as a Democrat because I got 50 million messages about remembering to vote. So I don't know how I'm also on somebody else's list.
Is it possible you're on group texts with somebody who maybe has signed the wrong kind of petitions and things?
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is I have a my phone number, I've had it for like 25 years and it's been sold and stolen and a million times. So
yeah.
But anyway, I was highly insulted.
Yes.
It's difficult to understand how Trump supporters don't know that the act of counting votes means he didn't win until you realize that a sizable amount of his supporters don't even know how many teeth they're supposed to have. It seems as though on a daily basis, a new head case tries to come up with a way to discount the fact that Trump lost his re-election bid. Here's one of them, Michigan State Representative Gary Eisen, voicing his plans to a concerned and thus rational talk show host.
They technically can't keep me from going into the Capitol on official business. They can't do that, okay? So if they do that today, then we're simply going to move our event to a different location and proceed with what we're going to do today.
And what's that? What event are you planning?
What's that again?
What event are you referring to?
It'll be all over the news later on.
This sounds dangerous, Gary, and I'm not kidding around.
It is dangerous. No, I was warned that there's going to be violence, going to be protests. And they asked me if I would assist today, and I said, you know what? How can I not?
Who asked you to, Gary? Who asked you to assist, and what kind of assistance are you providing?
Okay, originally it was to supply support and escort certain members in and out of the Capitol, okay? And I can't go into a lot of it, but I was asked to do that, and I said, yeah.
We're talking with State Representative Gary Eisen. Gary, I'm concerned about violence today in Lansing. I understand you're passionate about this. A lot of people are passionate about it. Can you assure me that this is going to be a safe day in Lansing? Nobody's going to get hurt?
No.
All right.
All right. You're going to take part in a possible insurrection and collect my tax dollars and your salary? Okay. I should say, in the interest of full disclosure, that was about Michigan electors counting the electoral votes last December. So this is going to be a plan to have Republican Trump electors count votes of their own to try and get them certified to hand Michigan to Trump. So that was the context of the interview.
It's like bringing in the stand-ins on a movie set. Bring in the B team.
He had the lines. That's right.
It's just to set the lighting. That's all they're going to do.
According to former Republican Congressman Denver Riggleman, the voters of Northwest Georgia elected someone tantamount to a social media influencer. Basically, the old lady answering the message board comments on the library computer equivalent of Kim Kardashian. She has claimed that inflammatory posts and comments were done by other people operating her social media account. The other people being the voices in her fucking head. In addition to her social media posts, she can often be seen harassing not only elected officials, but also school shooting survivors. As we can see in this video she posted, accosting Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg.
David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier? Do you not know how to defend your stance? Look, I'm an American citizen. I'm a gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit. I carry a gun for protection for myself, and you are using your lobby and the money behind it and the kids to try to take away my Second Amendment rights. You don't have anything to say for yourself? You can't defend your stance? How did you get over 30 appointments with senators? How'd you do that? How did you get major press coverage on this issue? And how did you get kids? Why do you use kids? Why kids? You know, if school zones were protected with security guards with guns, there would be no mass shootings at schools. Do you know that? The best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun. But yet you're attacking our Second Amendment. And you have nothing to say. No words. So I'm walking. He's got nothing to say. Sad.
Yeah, he's got nothing to say because she's chasing him down. She sounds like one of those homeless ladies who hasn't showered in months and whose only companion is like a shopping bag with a smiley face drawn on it in Sharpie.
Where's a runaway Dodge Challenger when you need one?
She reminds me of one of those people in the mall who ask you to take surveys and you don't want to. Remember when we could go to malls and they keep running after you and chasing you and you keep pretending they don't exist?
Or they keep harassing you to try like some kind of hand lotion or just no, here's something to improve your cuticles. This is for, do you have a wife or a girlfriend or a special woman in your life? And like, I've been single for the longest time. Like, no. Stop rubbing it in my fucking face. Is my loneliness a joke to you?
Maybe you should follow women on the street like that and go, why aren't you dating me? Why aren't you there? Do you understand?
And Jay wins for the comment of the evening.
Look, apparently it could get you on YouTube, if anything.
I was like, he's walking away because she says, I'm a gun owner. I have a carry permit. I'm like, yeah, that's why he's walking away, because he's afraid, okay, this woman's going to be nuts. You're admitting you're armed, lady. The debate over social media companies regulating speech will likely never end, with people who know nothing about the concept of the First Amendment making up the more vocal and baffled portion of the debate, as we can see from this disgruntled Twitter user.
Why have you been suspended from Twitter?
Pass.
I mean, have you said racist stuff? I mean, there's ways you get suspended from Twitter, being racist, sharing hate. Do you share stuff like that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, it's just stating a disputed opinion.
So, give me an example of a disputed opinion in the case of you getting suspended.
No.
I like to think that guy was super embarrassed. He didn't want to give the real reason, which is that he was probably cyber stalking some woman who ditched him after one date. Mm-hmm. He saw a photo of her with her new boyfriend or the latest guy she was going out with, and then just dropped a C-bomb on her. That's what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Well, he looks every bit of a virgin, so I'm agree with you on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, not everyone took Joe Biden's inauguration in stride. Take a listen to this Trump supporter's despair as she feels her entire world is ending.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag. This is America. This is our land. Please, President Trump. Please, I hope you have a plan. But God, please save us. Save us from the devil, please. Y'all, I'm about to have a panic attack. This is our country. Our country. This is awful. God, please save us, please.
You know, to be fair, though, I did have the same reaction when the Orioles sent Manny Machado to the Dodgers. So I can relate.
Chelsea, have you come across anybody like that?
Oh, my cousin and my aunt and my uncle are QAnon people. Yeah. And They
Please, God, save Chelsea from her family.
they already blocked me, so it's fine. But they, I mean, they're all on Parler now, and they've blocked me on Facebook, and they're in a completely different world from reality.
So Chelsea, can you blame marriage for this? Like, is the influencing party someone who married into your family, or do you think that?
Oh, they were always that. They were in an actual cult at one point, like an actual like when we were all kids.
Can we do another podcast?
Oh, they're in another one.
Talk about Chelsea's family.
Yes.
What cult was it, if you don't mind me asking? I don't want you to out anybody, but I know a lot about cults.
I don't remember. It was a religious one.
Yeah.
In the Baltimore area in like the late 80s. But I don't know the name of it because I was a kid at the time, but I remember my parents being like, oh, they say some crazy things sometimes because they're in a cult. So
well, at least they let them see you, because I mean, the most extreme ones, there's no contact with outsiders. So
right, yeah. But I mean, like I said, they did block me, so I guess
lucky. Winning.
After the disastrous showcase made by Bruce Castor on the first day of the impeachment trial, the Trump defense team decided to change their strategy and have a new lead counsel show an air of competency and demonstrate the highest caliber of legal knowledge. When they scrapped that plan as well, they decided to have their closer be Michael Vanderveen, giving an impassioned argument about the way he wants to call witnesses that we can see in this clip.
For the House managers to say we need depositions about things that happened after, it's not true. And not by Zoom. None of these depositions should be done by Zoom. We didn't do this hearing by Zoom. These depositions should be done in person, in my office, in Philadelphia. That's where they should be done. I don't know how many civil lawyers are here, but that's the way it works, folks. When you want somebody's deposition, you send a notice of deposition, and they appear at the place where the notice says. That's civil process. I don't know why you're laughing. I haven't laughed at any of you. And there's nothing laughable here.
Womp womp. That was just such a beautiful moment that they all started laughing at him. I mean, he's trying his best to be this outrageous bully, personal injury lawyer in our Senate chamber, and they all just laughed at him. It was the perfect takedown.
And he has no idea why.
Exactly. That they're laughing at him, not with him.
Right.
I only watched maybe a grand total of 45 minutes of the entire impeachment trial, and I happened to catch that live and rewatched it about 5 times. So I feel like I really won the lottery on watching the impeachment.
Okay, that was a great part. For him, that was the best part of when he was speaking, when they all laughed at him. And the Philadelphia too. I mean, if you're from a place, you should be able to pronounce it correctly, presumably, but.
Can you imagine like this guy's ads that he's going to put on TV now? He's going to probably use his Senate impeachment trial expertise to try and get more clients. Have your actions at work caused someone to be injured? Call us. Some of the House manager exhibits in the impeachment trial included portions of the January 6th speech by Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. As a result of his post-election escapades, he will be forever scarred by his false claims of election fraud, and he is clearly aware of it, as we can hear from his reaction to a disclaimer aired before his radio appearance.
The views, assumptions, and opinions expressed by former U.S. Attorney to the President of the United States, and New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, his guests and callers on his program are strictly their own and do not necessarily represent the opinions, beliefs, or policies of WABC Radio.
Now, it's former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani on New York's Talk Radio 77 WABC.
I would have thought they would have told me about that before just doing what they just did. Rather insulting. And gives you a sense of how far this free speech thing has gone. They got to warn you about me? I also think putting it on without telling me Not the right thing to do. Not the right thing to do at all.
Like, he's blindsided by a pre-recorded radio clip, but he walked around Ground Zero acting like a tourist. Oh, this is nice. Is this a paint job you've done here? No, Mr. Mayor, terrorist attack.
Well, I got to tell you, when I did my radio show, we had something similar to that before every show. Now, maybe they knew me and they decided they needed to have one. But that really isn't that unusual in an opinion show for a radio station to do that. At least that's what I experienced.
So Dominion, the election company, the ones that make the machines. If you're going to sue someone, we're telling you, we know he's full of crap. That's what that means. We know he's full of crap. We're just giving him our airtime.
Because we want the advertising dollars that it's going to bring in, or the money he's spending for the spot.
If you're going to sue somebody, Dominion, sue him. We know he's full of crap.
I'm surprised he even noticed. I feel like Rudy Giuliani lives in his own head. Like he just does him and does Trump. Like when I do radio, we have that same disclaimer message. I don't think I've ever listened to it once. So like now I feel stupid that Rudy Giuliani is smarter than me, that he has the disclaimer. And I've never fully, if you ask me what our disclaimer is, all I know is that something, not responsible, something. Like he had more to say about his disclaimer than I could tell you. And I've heard it like a million times.
Or maybe you weren't offended by it.
Maybe. But it doesn't I don't think it takes much to offend Rudy. I mean, if you can fart in public, I think you're good.
Well, and just to be clear, all the opinions I'm expressing here are mine and not my clients.
If you're going to sue somebody, don't sue Tom.
Oh, I don't think the people who put the show on ipmNation, where the show airs, actually listens to it, because we do not have a disclaimer before they air the show, which is amazing. I got picked up by another online, like the podcast is available on various podcast networks, Apple, Spotify. There's another, it's a local internet radio station who wants to air this show. And I think they're going to start doing that this week. And they said, okay, well, here's some times we have. They were all mid-afternoon. I'm like, it's okay to air the show mid-afternoon because of the content. And I think it was right then and there that this guy realized that he didn't listen to the show. So after a few days, he texts me back and says, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I can give you Mondays at midnight. Like, that's the best I can do. That's the only slot that we have. Like, what else are you airing after midnight that you don't have? Like, that I'm the last vestige of entertainment for you. That'll come with a disclaimer. And honestly, I've heard worse things about myself, so I could honestly give a shit what it is. Before we go, my final thought. Recent events have led me to examine what is reality for some and not for others, and how other people's perceptions of reality are based in anything but. And I came to the conclusion that it is time for a wake-up call. It really is time for a reality check for most of you. No, this isn't directed at anyone who believes there was cheating in the election and that it was stolen, or whether you think the impeachment trial is even legal. My reality check for you is somewhat personal. Despite what you see on those late-night TV ads, it's all lies. None of the singles in your area are hot, and they don't want to fuck you. No, seriously. They're not even waiting for your call because the very idea of communicating with you disgusts them. Good night. This episode was written and hosted by Tom Myers with panelists Jeff Heisen, Abby Mello, Michelle Wojciechowski, Linda Landeros, David Kay, Sydney Allen, Lucy Strassball, Chelsea Carr, JJ Boyd, Shireen Kassam, Ward Morrow, and Amy Siskin. Theme music by Jeroen Vandenhurk. Executive producer Tom Myers. Executive producer for ipmNation, Matt Connarton. For more information, visit tommyers.us.